What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And as you can see in front of you, here we have the top 6 LEGO garage accessories. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so before we begin, I will mention that basically the purpose of this video is mainly just to give you guys ideas. So because of that, I won't actually be showing you how to build each of these things. But yeah, I do encourage you to basically take inspiration and yeah, tweak the designs and build to your own liking. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to the number 6 idea. Alright, so the first idea we have up here is toolboxes, because let's be honest, what's a garage without toolboxes? And yeah, so there's basically two main types of toolboxes that I have. One of them is what I'd call like a functional toolbox, and another is what I'd call like an aesthetic toolbox. So yeah, aesthetic ones are basically just designed to like look good, especially in like scenes or in like a garage. And yeah, they just look really good, and even though they don't really hold any tools, just the aesthetics of them make up for that. So yeah, that's the aesthetic toolbox. And next up we have the functional toolbox, which is basically made with like default LEGO parts. You can make it without these, but I think the easiest ones and the most space efficient ones use these. As you can see, this one's just got some rims in it, and then there used to be like a drill in here, and there's like a little hammer in there. And yeah, so they're basically just designed to like fit tools, and these can also look good. You can sort of combine the styles, but I think it probably doesn't look as good as just a one like this. And yeah, so that's toolboxes, and now we'll move on to the next idea. Alright, so next up on this list, we've got our trusty old engine hoist, complete with, of course, an engine. In my opinion, this is probably one of the best looking mini builds on this list, especially once you have an engine hanging from it. And yeah, I guess the beauty of this build is just its versatility. I mean, it's adjustable, and it basically can be used in just about any scene, whether you're like pulling an engine or putting an engine in a vehicle. I guess this brings me to the actual engine, which once again is very customizable. And yeah, as you can see, it's basically got this engine in it right now. But yeah, we can basically pull it out pretty easily and then install this new engine. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to basically swap engines on this engine hoist. So it's really customizable, and it basically looks great in any setting. And yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next build. Alright, so next up on this list, we've of course got a tire rack. And yeah, this is just another one of those really simple builds that is pretty subtle, but can really make like the background of any garage scene look way better. As I said, it's really simple. It just literally uses this like Technic axle right here. Can also fit like just about any type of tire, which is really good for anything like if you have like a truck workshop or like a car workshop. As you can see, it basically can fit these tires, which I wouldn't normally use on cars, but on trucks they look pretty good. Basically, with that said, we'll now move on to the next build. Alright, so the next idea I have for you guys is this supply shelf right here. So this shelf would basically house all of the needed goodies and supplies necessary for working on your car. And yeah, the beauty of this build is basically once you have the shelf, which is probably the simplest part, everything that you put on the shelf is pretty much up to you. So yeah, you could basically have like motor oils, you can have like different fluids you need, you can have detailing supplies, and even just extra spare parts. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next build. There's nothing better than feeling the refreshing feeling of a fan on a hot summer day, especially when you're working on your car. So yeah, for this build, I of course have this shop fan right here. And I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like in a lot of garages and I guess mechanic shops, I see them with these like industrial, really large fans. So that's basically what this build is based off of. It looks really good in any type of garage scene, adds like a nice minor detail. And yeah, it's also pretty simple. So with that said, let's move on to the next build. Last but not least, we have the small but mighty LEGO car jack. You'll basically find one of these in just about every mechanic shop. And yeah, it's a really useful tool, especially for working on your car. In my mind, this build also basically packs like the most bang for your parts, if that really makes sense. Basically meaning that it looks really good for using a very few amount of parts, like use like 6 parts or something like that. It's also pretty customizable and looks great in any scenes, as you can see. Also, as I said, it's customizable, so you can basically like add a stud or decrease a stud in between here. Basically to add like a bit of height if you're like jacking up like a higher truck or something like that. So yeah, as you can see, it's a bit higher now, so you can jack something up higher, and it basically has like the illusion of like the jack lifting. So yeah, I guess with that said, that's this build, and now we'll end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, definitely drop a like down below, and also if you want to see a part 2, I guess you could probably comment. And yeah, I guess with that said, Happy New Year's everybody, and thanks for watching once again, and see you in the next one.